Good morning, everyone. It is 10:17 and the sun is finally out. So, hold on. So I have Lena at school, and I haven't been on the camera lately because we're just dealing with some issues that I'm not going to go into. It's not relationship wise or anything like that. Me and I are fine. But there's just some other issues that as a family we have to come up with a plan, and we have to do some things. It's been depressing, and yeah, but I missed y'all, and I thought I'd come on here today and say hi. I'm still here. So we are contemplating moving. So that's just one of the issues. It's gonna be probably sometime this year, and and yeah. So the other day, some of y'all might already know because I was getting some advice from my friends on Facebook, in the group that I'm in, and we was sitting in the house. I was going over the budget and stuff, and there was a knock at the door, and I looked out the peephole, and it was this little boy standing on the porch. So I opened the door, and he was like, well, can I use your phone because my grandma's not at home? I'm like, well, who's with you, And he was by himself. His grandma had left him in the house by himself. He's 7. So he gave me a phone number, and I called, and it was the wrong number. And I was like, who? I don't get it. I don't understand why, I was nervous because I'm like, did something happen to your grandma and stuff? And so I went over there. I went over there the first time, knocked on the door, and I didn't hear anything. So I was like, okay, well, she's not there. I'm like, so she just left you in the house? And he said he was watching TV. So I asked him some questions about other family members. And he told me a couple of family members and stuff. And I looked on Facebook, and I showed him the picture. I didn't show no name. I didn't say no name or anything like that. I'm like, do you know who this person is? And he was like, yeah, that's my uncle. So I took a chance on messaging him. I didn't put it on his wall or anything like that. I sent him a message, and he got back with me. And but he said, I'm gonna call and see where she is. Excuse me. And she was like, so he called her, she called me, and she was like, well, I just went to McDonald's to get him a Happy Meal. Mind you, we had him in the house because it was cold, it was raining, and it had got dark. And so I wasn't leaving this little boy outside. Sweet. He's just a sweet, mindful, polite. I was like, I want to get him a Happy Meal. We live maybe a good 2 miles from McDonald's. But he's been with me for over an hour and a half. How? how do you? So she eventually came. She was like, I'm getting out of line now. You've been in line for an hour and a half to get a Happy Meal. No. No. And so she came. I left him in the house. I took her outside. I said, look, whether he wants to go with you or not, you know, you take him with you. You don't leave a 7-year-old in the freaking house by himself. Now, mind you, I was upset because the fact that you left this 7-year-old in the house by himself. I was scared because I went back over there after discussing with the members in the group, the life of YouTubers. I went back over there and I went in the house because I didn't know if grandma was in there hurt, unconscious, or what. I'm shaking like a leaf in the middle of a hurricane on a tree. So, but anyway, she got pissed. I got pissed. She talking about she gonna call the police on me. And I'm like, are you stupid? Are you just not thinking, are you? You gonna call the police on me after you left a 7-year-old in the house by himself? Are you freaking kidding? I said, you know what? I'm going to go in here and get dinner, eat dinner, and I'm going to wait for them to come knock at my door. Matter of fact, do you want me to call them from my phone? So she went in there, told her grandson, come on. They left. I'm like, I'm going to sit here and wait. If you want to go over there and call Popo, you go right ahead. But that messed me up so bad because anything could have happened to that young man. Anything. We live in a very quiet neighborhood, but that does not mean anything. And I was I was literally shaking because I was so mad she did that. Michi and I was talking, and it was like God had brought him to our door. Because there's neighbors all the way around. God brought him to our door. So when he came in, I put Shrek on. Asked him, you want to watch Shrek? So he watched Shrek. His nose was running. I was like, baby, here's some tissue. I could not give him anything like to eat wise because kids have allergies. So I gave him some water. I'm like, even if you would have just came and knocked at my door and said, hey, look, we've been living there for a while, hey, look, can you just keep an eye out on him? I'm gonna go get him something to eat. I would have been more than happy to, but to just leave him in the house, anything could have happened. I'm appalled of what she did. And I never ever left my kids at home at the age of 7 by themselves. Hell, I half the time don't leave Lena at home by herself, and she 18 years old. So that ticked me the hell off, and it still gets my blood pressure up because of what she did. It's unfortunate. I'm glad we was at home, because y'all know I'm always on the go. I'm always on the road. We always gone. So yeah, But that was our adventure for the weekend. So, what am I going to do when I get home? The normal thing of cleaning up. I haven't cleaned up because I have been in a depressed mood. I trying to pull myself out of it, but there's a lot of weight on me right now, but that's okay. God got me. God got us. So yeah, I hope y'all had a good weekend.